Now we're pulled up at the Miraflores lock. That's the bow of our ship. There's the lock. There's the gate in between and the second lock. There's that big blue and white that was in front of us before. He is just ahead of it. So in a little bit, we should be able to enter the last set of 2 locks in Miraflores. So here again, just to note that we're going to be entering the Miraflores lock on the left, the one on the right. That gate has closed, and behind the smaller ship that was there, and ours is full on the left. That one is refilling the water level, but you can see it's noticeably lower than the one on the left. Let's see. There you can get a glimpse of one of the towers over toward Panama City. There's another. It's a few miles away. Okay, now you can see that the water level on the right is almost back even with the one on the left. Of course, once we go in, then we're going to drop down to the level of the lake on the other side. Drain and fill, fill and drain. Gates are opening. Gate is opened. We have not yet started to enter the lock, but we should any second now. And we're slowly entering the Miraflores lock. And then after we get up to the next gate, we'll be dropping to the next level. Very slowly entering. And as we know, there's barely a foot on either side of the ship as far as the width of this canal. We're inching forward very slowly, and the freighter to our right is slightly ahead of us at a slightly faster speed for whatever purposes. I guess the canal managers in the little control building up there with the red peaked roof have determined. So they'll get through before we get through in terms of the gate and moving on, but just a matter of minutes. So we're about to pass a visitor center viewing stand along the canal. And we'll probably be able to take a peek literally right outside our port side window to see the people. So from the cabin, we're going to be passing the visitor center stand. Meanwhile, way out in the distance, but right below that roof line is a little bit of the buildings in Panama City. There's the flag. The public back in, warning me about battery power.
Just waiting here.
Okay, we're approaching the gate. And again, there's the control tower. There's a fellow actually walking across the gate, a maintenance worker, of course. And so you can see that the water level is lower in the next lock. We are going to drop to that water level. And then the beyond gates will open. And we'll be sailing on out into the open, more open water for the last stretch of the canal across the isthmus. Okay, again, a glimpse of skyline over at Panama City. So we're actually watching this in our cabin, and we can physically see how we're lowering, which I'll take a quick peek out the porthole. There's Dookie. Hi, Dookie dear. Let's see if that'll focus. So we were sitting here above grade level, several feet, and we're on deck 5. And as you can see, we're now sinking below the grass level. There we go. The porthole's a little dirty, but there goes the grass and the road level. So we're sinking below so that we can equalize to the canal level, because it does drop to the other. We go up and then we go down.
It's interesting. Come and Dookie, can I talk?
Yeah.
If you can look out the porthole and the window, call it a window, and you see how it's barely a foot away.
Yeah, we're right there at the edge of the canal. So there's the wall. Before we were seeing cars and grass and bushes, and now we're sinking down. There's a concrete and block wall right at the porthole. As we sink toward the sea level on the Pacific side. Okay, so now as you can see, as we've lowered, more of the gate, the wall of the gate has been exposed, substantially more, because we've dropped that much. So that's a really cool thing to see. Okay, so in the cabin, because we're down below grade, it actually, as Judy just said, it's kind of like an eclipse. It got dark in here, but when they open the gates and we proceed and we move in, and obviously the light will come back in through the picture window. Right now, the picture is nothing but concrete and block wall that is is maybe, 18 inches away at most. Okay, so the gates are swinging open, as you can see. There they go. And we're going to move ahead as soon as they fully open. Crawl out here and again into more open water from the Miraflores Canal. Gate arm has swung. Or one of them. The other one is still swinging open. It's a double set right there. You can see the orange hinge. And the one above is sort of tinged in blue just from the shadow. Okay, so that's open now. So we should start to inch through the canal. Say goodbye to this control house at Miraflores and move on toward Puerto Amador. Okay, there's a window view of us moving along the wall. I mean, you're so close to the wall that you can see all the crooks and crevices in it. I mean, again, it's very close. So, and there's the last gate into open water, so we'll be pulling in there in a couple of minutes, and that will open and let us into the open water. All right, so as we're proceeding through slowly, so what you're seeing here are the people forward on deck 8, and they're obviously above, and they're about 30, somewhere between 30 and 36 feet above us, where we are standing right now on deck 5. And we just looked out there again is the wall passing by. We are about 5 or 6 feet below the actual grade level of the road and the grass. And then we'll emerge, and that should be pretty soon because we're nearing this gate.
Oh. Look.
And okay, let there be light. We're coming out of this section. Oh yeah, there's the down. That's the track for the support vehicles and so forth. So that's on a slant. So now we've got daylight here again. And we're coming toward the last gate. All right. You can see that we're back at essentially grade level because the grade dropped from the area we were in. You can see the trees and the greenery and the palm trees and so forth. Structures. And here we are, right up to the gate. About to let us through here any minute. Homeward stretch. Okay, so it is, it's about 4:45 in the afternoon as we are about to enter the last leg here. It was what, 6 in the morning or something when I first was showing you in the dark the other ships at sea. About 7 in the morning when Judy came up. Um, and we had watched the approach the bridge and gone under the bridge, and it's a long day, but fascinating. It's an amazing thing. Everybody should try it at least once. Do it at least once. Okay, we're inching forward again. I believe what's happened is that the gates closed behind us so that we can proceed. Let's look out the porthole again for a second. Oh, that was not recording. Okay, so we're paused at the exit. I heard the rumble of the engines. It seemed to be that the captain was braking. Control towers, just like at the airport, is barking out whatever orders and all the safety aspects. Okay, so as we've seen before, water's draining. I guess as it drains, that's going to equalize. I guess we're going to drop even a little bit more. And then once that operation ends, then we'll be heading out. Okay, so as I think you can see out the window, we're slowly dropping again. And that conforms with the draining that we see up at the bow. So our water level is dropping further. There goes the palm tree. We're getting lower and lower again. And that's going to bring us to the water level on the Pacific side. So there goes the daylight. There goes street level. Here comes the wall again. So we've dropped twice on this leg. I hadn't realized that before. That's pretty cool. Sort of a double lock situation here at Miraflores. Okay, there's the wall. And there goes the street level.
Sunlight.
So we're continuing to drop to the sea level on the Pacific side. So we went from the Atlantic. We raised up through a series of locks. We crossed the lake. We came across the cuts. We came to the locks on the Pacific side. And now we're dropping to the levels on that Pacific side. Water continues to spill out as it drains from the lock. Water's still coming out. We keep lowering. Of course, the cabin has gotten darker again, but not dark, dark. There are the hills in the background. Maybe you can perceive birds flying. We dropped a little more. It looks like we've stopped dropping. I think we've about equalized. Now we're still dropping a little again. The best way to tell is look for that little hole that was drilled in the wall. That keeps going up, which means the ship keeps dropping down. Now it looks like maybe we've stabilized again.
Nope. Dropping.
Nope, we're dropping some more. There go the holes. The holes are going up, which means the ship is continuing to drop. So we're not quite yet equalized at the water level on the Pacific side. At this point, I think it looks like we're equalized, but I suspect we're waiting for that freighter to move a little bit further out. That freighter that came out of the canal just to our right. But he's moving. So we should get going here pretty soon. Okay, again, now here's the window view. As we have started to move forward again, you can see we're sliding a little further along the wall. That again is so close to us. So that shows you our motion. And let's look at it from up here. Inching forward. That freighter that was in front of us has moved further out. Okay, that front mast is sort of in line with that arch, but you can see that it's slowly moving beyond that arch on the left. That's showing our forward progress as we inch along back into open water. Okay, so you can see the bow of the ship has inched past that bulkhead on the port side on the left. And we still have the island on the right that separates the two canals that are on this side of the old part of the canals. Again, the new are further to the right, out of our picture right now. There's a tug coming back in after helping that freighter. And we're still along that wall at our cabin level, but you can see we're moving at a little quicker pace than we started to inch forward. If you like that old black and white TV look, there it is. All the niches and notches in the wall. Okay, so that's those plates and rivets. That's the gate. So we're going past which I think is the last gate. And there's some more of the wall. And in a few seconds,
Oh.
there's some, okay, there you go.
Oh my.
So we're coming out at the lowered sea level. Again, this is all engineered 110 years, over 100 years ago. Most of it is still original stuff. Unbelievable. Still not quite past the end of the works on the right side. The tug's coming in on the left side. And we're seeing daylight and structures again. Out of our, oh yeah, there's one of those little guide horses on the little rails. And so deck 5 is now seeing daylight again. Okay, so there we are in the porthole, in the picture window or whatever we call it, and we're at sea level on the Pacific side. And as you can see in the bottom right, they were passing the last of that little support works and building an island between the two lanes of the Miraflores Canal. So we are pretty much into open water again.